So is the opposite of that, or is a better approach the desire to understand? Because you always talk about freedom being coming about by way of understanding. Is that what you're talking about?
Well, I think that the understanding is demonstrated by the writer. And if the writer demonstrates a desire to understand, he's generally more in the direction of truth than one who tries to um, noticeably teach.
Why do you say that man's greatest pain comes in the form of relationships, which I assume is about giving and taking?
Because, if you look at relationships, they're fundamentally false. Relationships are disingenuous because they're all based upon an exchange. They're all based upon a need, needing to be fulfilled. They're all based upon a give and take. They're all based upon it's transactional, even on an emotional level. It is transactional.
But nobody will tell you that.
Of course not. No one is going to even allow themselves to believe that. Because people like nice things. People like plastic flowers all over the place. So why would anyone do that? Anything that approaches anything which is, quote, perceived as negative or dark and not rosy and bumper stickerish is not on anyone's menu. So, and nor should it be. No one needs to do that. I'm not criticizing that they should do that. It doesn't really matter to me. What matters to me is to find the truth, to see the way things really are, not because that's good, but because in seeing the way things really are, then that is what moves us towards freedom. That is what moves us towards arriving at the very things that we are seeking through relationships and success and money and pride and ego and all of these things. That is actually the direct highway to it.
So let me ask you something about arrival, because you're the only one that I know that talks specifically about arrival. And with the people that you work with, whether it's an athlete, whether it's a CEO or an entrepreneur, entertainment, whatever, how do you know that they're arriving?
Yeah, I don't need them to arrive. It's not about them. It's not about anyone. It's not about getting anyone to arrive. Because if it's about getting them to arrive, it'll be forced, and it'll be manipulative, and it'll be activity-based, and it'll be doings and prescriptions. So there can be no ulterior motive, no matter how, quote, positive or helpful the ulterior motive is, because nothing happens that way in life. Nature watches us. And it watches us with a very keen eye to see if we are trying to effect a certain outcome. But the greatest outcomes are the ones that last, and the ones that last are the ones that are natural. The ones that last are the ones that come about as a natural effect of a cause, that are organic. And organicness requires a lack of volition, a lack of a particular plan or outcome or ulterior motive. So I don't try to make anyone arrive. It is all about just diving into the truth, and however things happen, they happen. But I do say it's about arrival, not about the journey, because human beings are procrastinators, and they celebrate all things that have everything to do with not getting anywhere. And they love to create waiting rooms for years and years and years, and then they adorn the waiting room. And then they say, well, failure is great, and you should fail more. And it's all this stupid nonsense that everyone just falls into. It's all about the journey and not the destination. And it's simply it's never about the journey. That just sounds very nice. The only reason that it's being said, the only reason that comes about is because people get too caught up in the result. So then the reaction to that is to say, work on the process. Mm-hmm. People get too caught up in the when will I arrive? So then the reaction is, well, focus on the journey. So everything's all a disingenuous reaction.
Or
It's
you
all
never arrive, right? That's what
well,
people talk about.
no, I don't believe so. Then why do it? If you're not going to arrive, why leave the house? It makes no sense. If you're never going to arrive, then you're always going to walk halfway to the wall. What's the point of walking at all then? Why are you going?
So is an arrival in sports winning?
It's a fantastic question. And it depends upon the person. I don't know. That is not a universal question. For some people, arrival in professional sports is, I'm making 7 figures a year, traveling the world, playing sports. What could be better than that? Nothing wrong with that. So that's not everyone wants to be Tiger Woods. In fact, most don't. So that's a very personal question.
How do you get to the core of that when somebody asks you to work with them? Because I know that you're not interested in somebody who isn't interested in arriving. Are you able to get to the core of that with them to see if
To see if what?
if they're serious about greatness, and if it's not